I don't have COVID. I took a test.
No, it's just the cigars we had earlier.
The cigars.
We're singers, right?
I think we need more. I think we need more sugar.
Marcela has a little black box here. Oh my God. Yeah, that won't make us cough at all.
Nope. Please.
I want this one. I love white chocolate.
Really? I hate white chocolate.
Well, that's great. Are there more?
We are the perfect friends.
We are. You can have the dark one.
Yes. All right. Next episode.
Yeah, totally different topic than chocolate.
Let's do it.
Money, money, money. Woo-hoo.
Well, hello there, podcast listeners, and welcome to episode number 5. Thank you for tuning in again to our Are We Better Friends Yet podcast, in which my good friend Dianne van Giersbergen,
That's me.
hello, and myself, Marcela Bovio, will try to deepen our, one might say, interesting friendship. And tonight we will be discussing, this is a Mexican and me pumping out, do you hear this? Discussing.
Yeah, it has to do with the topic.
We will be discussing the topic, money, money, money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let's see if we are dreamers like Abba, if we are serious investors and aware of everything happening in stock exchanges around the world.
Doubt it.
Yep. Nope. Me neither. Or if we simply do not care about the power that comes with money, money, money. But first of all, I'm curious, Dianne, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I have another single that just came out.
Another one?
Yeah, I did another feature. This band is called Ritual. They have an EP coming up on May 6th this year. It's called Enigma. And they released a single called Seven Gates. And it has a video. And both the single and the video are featuring me.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that because
Cool.
last time I got to announce that I have a single with Archie Kane, who has his debut album Tommy and the Angels coming out. Oh, so much information to remember. And his single is called Eden, and I'm also featuring that one. It will also have a video, which comes out a little bit later, but yeah, I'm quite popular, apparently.
Boom.
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
They are both from the UK and used to live in the same town.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask me the name of the town. Because
I was just about to say, you probably should go live there.
I'm yet to find out what the name is because I think I'm mayor or something over there.
They already built a statue for you and you don't know.
Oh, that would be so lovely. I do want to approve it by then first because maybe it's just from a wrong angle and no.
But great.
Yeah,
Great.
so that's my week.
Excellent.
And with my brand, Precious Metal Jewelry, I'm moving on to the next phase, which is reinventing my product photography skills. And then later on, I will create a website. But,
Awesome.
Now I have the time to do things right and properly. So, yeah.
Super cool.
Moving on to that step, and I'm really happy about it.
Yay.
And I thought, let me wear everything which I think you will like. So I might have a sale tonight. Yeah,
you did an excellent job.
You supporting a poor singer.
It's marketing, very important.
I know that this one sparkles, so I'm gonna.
This is very nice.
Point it your way. Hey, how was your week?
I had a very good week.
You did?
Yeah.
Yay.
It has been very lovely and sunny outside. So I have been enjoying every single day, taking a little walk and enjoying the sun. It seriously has such a big impact on my mood. I am so happy.
I know this.
Yeah. It's so great. I'm glad that I can tell that it does something with everyone, right? Like the winter affects everyone, even though they
but
don't
you
realize
especially.
it. Yeah. But affects everyone. But anyway, very happy about that. I've been working out a lot as well, which I'm also very happy about. Yes.
You do CrossFit, right?
I do CrossFit. I managed to go 3 times the last week.
3 times?
3 times, which is a goal, not the average. And I actually thought I would mention, because I very recently, the new Star One album was released.
Oh, something completely different. Yeah, also, that's also great.
Yes, I have a new, how you call this? Well, a new piece of furniture in my home.
A room divider.
A room divider. But it's featuring the new Star One album from Arjen Lucassen. In which I happen to sing a whole bunch of backing vocals for, and this is very cool, I did some guide vocals for the album for Arjen.
Is he making a CD of that again as well?
Yeah, he liked them so much. It's actually it became a double album because of that.
Wow.
So you can hear me in the alternate versions of the songs as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love his music.
I know. Yeah. And I'm very happy because the album is doing really well. It even made it to #1 of the charts.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So congrats, Arjen, and thanks for having me. I'm very happy. So go check it out if you haven't, the new Star One.
I'm celebrating with chocolate.
Cheers. Hey, it's our podcast. If we want to take a break to have a bite of chocolate, we will just do that.
Yeah, but it didn't have the bite. I tried it already in the microphone. Missed opportunity there. So now you need to have another one.
Please.
Meanwhile, let me point out that you were pointing at the vinyl, saying that you were going to announce the Star One feature that you have. And I thought you were pointing at your new room divider. So I was already really excited that you were going to talk about decoration.
Well, yeah, room divider.
Yeah, great. Marcela is redecorating her house where we are now, and she has a really lovely matte golden cubic-like room divider with glass trays in there.
Yeah, and groups of 3.
And groups of 3. Yeah, who taught you that?
Well,
yeah. And you have new oldish pink. Really soft curtains, and there are fluffy pillows on the couch, and a dead polar bear that I just stroked and then got an allergic reaction because apparently your cat is on there constantly. Which you told me afterwards. Which,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need to do an episode on that because we might need to deepen our friendship when it comes to allergies.
Apparently, I don't know enough about it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
This week we're talking about money. Mm-hmm. Money.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Because yes, well, money. Are you good with money?
Think so. I'm still eating the chocolate. Are you good with money?
Oh my God. But I think I am good with money.
Yeah.
Did you know that my dad, before he met my mom, almost became a priest?
Yeah, I knew this. Yeah. But I bet the listeners didn't.
No, my dad, who is awesome, he was on his way to become a priest, a Catholic priest. And he was, studying for that in the
priest school. I know it in Dutch, but I don't.
I know it in Spanish, but I don't know it in English.
Okay, everyone knows.
Doesn't matter. Seminario. And then he met my mom, and then he did it. But
so twice, because you also have a sister. Oh my God, this is. Sorry.
Anyway.
What's in these chocolates?
Nothing funny. He ended up marrying my mom instead, and he went on to work for a bank. He worked for a bank for a really long time. Yeah.
That's quite something different.
Very different.
Priesthood or working for a bank.
Yeah. He started from the very bottom, working on at an actual bank office. Mm-hmm. And then worked
at
his
the
way
counter.
up. Yeah. but I think not precisely at the counter, but like a manager kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he, like started doing better and better and better because he worked really, really hard. And I don't know, I guess because of that, and because both my mom and my dad actually come from not super wealthy families, but then like really had to build everything up. I think I learned it like from a very young age to just like save money, don't and like not spend what you don't have.
Oh yeah,
And,
same here.
and stuff like that. Yeah, were you also brought up like that?
Oh yeah. My parents always say never loan any money. If you need money, then please come to us, talk to us, and but you can loan it from us, or
That's cool.
or well, we'll figure it out together because it's not like they have a never-ending budget. But like your father, my father and mother, they come from, well, simple is, it doesn't just justify it because it doesn't have a nice ring to it. But well, my father's family was a farmer's family, so both families worked hard to earn their money, and my parents did really well in life. They saved a lot. Especially my father, I think, and they bought a house from their savings.
Oh.
And they, how do you say that? They redid the house. Well, they
Remodeled?
yeah, not remodeled, but
I think it qualifies as remodeling, even if you're talking about like tearing down walls and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they remodeled the house and they sold it for a good price, and then they actually bought the family home where they are still living, which is a gorgeous
entrepreneurs.
Yeah, well, they're not, but in this they kind of were, and they were way ahead of their time because now it's a almost regular thing that
Major
people
thing.
do.
Yeah, definitely.
But they did that, and by doing that and being wise with money and never overspending, almost. I can almost say never spending because they really like to save money.
Yeah.
That's how they gave me and my sisters great opportunity. For example, when I was doing the conservatory, they said, you don't need to do a job on the side. We'll pay for everything as long as you invest all your hours in your study.
That's great. That's actually very similar to
your
my
story?
experience. Yeah. Because I did have enough grades, like enough good grades to get a scholarship, for instance.
Yeah.
And my parents said, like, we want you to focus on your studies so you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And then we would rather, just have someone else get the chance to do a scholarship, someone who actually really needs it. So that I thought that was very cool. I think I'm very careful with money because I don't spend the money that I don't have.
Yeah.
But I do like to shop.
Yeah, me too. But first, let us talk a little bit about how we get our
sources of income.
Exactly.
How do you make your money?
How do I make my money? Well, I look
Shoes on my feet, I bought a car, I drive it up. No,
unvinted. No.
unvinted.
I think that my main source of income is my jewelry.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I have a few studio gigs here and there, mostly at Sandlane recording studios. You have the
Yes, ma'am.
the same.
I'm another frequent client of the Sandlane recording facilities.
We do stuff together as well.
Yeah,
because we did the choirs on the
Amorphous.
Yeah. God, I was thinking, how can I lose this name? Yeah, we did the choirs on there, and we sound amazing together.
I think we do.
I just putting this out there.
And we're so modest.
We are. Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, so you have your jewelry.
Yeah, that's the main source.
That
and I have a lot of savings.
I think is
not like a lot like big digits, but I do save a lot, and I really don't. I don't spend what I do not have, but I also have really big problems with spending money.
Yeah?
Well, that's not. Yeah, I never treat myself.
Really?
Unvinted?
Unvinted. Well,
unvinted I do, and then of course because I do it quite often, it still adds up. No, but I'm thinking,
But have you ever had the money to buy something and like you can, it's like safe, but that you don't do it because really?
What I do, you know how I work? Because it's also kind of, me and digits. If I have for example, I have a big studio project and then all of a sudden you can make like a big bag of money for one small thing and then it's gone. So it's not a regular thing. I won't spend that. I put everything into my savings account.
Really?
Yes, and then I'm very happy that the digit goes up. Yeah.
Oh.
And I will also do this with my regular bank account. I will, and you will find this very stupid, and I'm really amazed that I'm going to say this out loud, but I make a new zero all the time. So this will sound really stupid, but let me explain.
Yeah.
So the zero is the zero,
Yeah.
And then if you get above 1,000, that's my new zero, so I cannot come underneath the 1,000. So then if I check my bank account and I think I want to buy a new vest, for example, and I check my bank account and I'm like, then I'm getting below my new zero, which is 1,000, then I don't buy it. Because I like these, how do we call this? Solid numbers.
Round
numbers. I like them so much. Yeah, I really will not buy it. And then I try to save on my regular account to get to a new zero, which is 2,000, and then I cannot get underneath. Yeah. Well, and then if it's too much, then I'll just all put it on my savings account and I'm at zero again. Yeah, I'm so
This is
welcome to Red Brain.
This is great.
I know my sisters do the same.
Really?
Yeah. So somehow my parents must have given us this talent.
No, but I kind of get this. I'm not as obsessive, I think. But I do have it like if I save a certain amount, like now I don't want it to go lower than this.
Yes.
They don't have to be round numbers for me. but I think I have it a little bit as well. Yeah. But I will treat myself. Especially in such a case, like a studio job, that came from nowhere.
Yeah, this is
And I didn't have. I will save 2/3, but I will spend 1/3 of that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Makeup,
popcorn, whatever, like clothes or makeup or cushions, whatever.
Room dividers.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
No, I will. I do. I do like to save. I never wanted to go like lower than a specific number, but I will. I will celebrate victories by buying some things. Okay, so jewelry and studio work. Anything else that you earn money with?
Yeah, I'm really. I want to see your reaction to this. I have investments within the crypto sector.
What?
Yes, I thought that.
What? What?
Yeah. Okay, I have a small portfolio with top 10 coins from CoinMarketCap, which is a popular website amongst those who invest in crypto. And I also have a trading robot running on the BTC/USDT pair.
What?
But don't ask me about the details. Please don't.
So can you tell me about the details?
Because my sister and her husband are managing this portfolio for me through their business, which focuses on money management and money mindset.
Okay.
Because, in preparation of this podcast, I thought, let me also mention the crypto investments that I have.
Yeah,
and I asked her, how can I put this in words? What's the proper way of saying what I have here? And when she told me about the robot, I thought, that's cute. I have a robot. And, in the Netherlands, we have these series, Bassie and Adriaan.
Yeah.
And there's a robot in there. So I sent her a picture, like, does it look like this? And she says, no, you have to say it runs on on the BTC/USDT pair. And I said like, oh, I thought batteries. So yeah, I have that investment, but
Oh my God.
they manage it for me.
Okay.
And if they wouldn't have a company in doing that,
Right,
of course I
right.
wouldn't have the
I
investment.
was I have to admit that I was very surprised.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually still surprised that I have that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Jewelry studio
Crypto.
crypto.
Apparently.
How about your bands? Because you sing in metal bands.
I do, yes. I sang in Xandria. I still sing in Ex Libris, which is, of course, my own band. Well, Ex Libris is always have a fight with this. It's legal for me as a foundation. So that means that all the money that comes in stays within the company and can only be reinvested.
Right.
Which I love because it means that there's always a little pile of money, little pile of money that's already there if we want to make a new album or a new,
that's great.
Yeah, and we even have it in our bylaws that if the band would split, then the remainder of the money would go to charity.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah, because, it's only asking for trouble. Then who do you divide it between and who has the bigger part? And nah. So we just, when we sat there with the three of us, we just said, no, can go to charity.
That's nice.
So we can argue about which charity.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And how about Xandria?
And you want an honest answer?
Well, yeah.
I never made any money with Xandria.
What?
No.
Crypto? What's going on? No, seriously?
No. Well, the
wow.
band, of course, paid for my expenses, such as plane tickets. They did pay for the outfits that were designed by Ingeborg Steenhorst.
Yeah.
Well, and dinner now and then if we didn't have catering.
I'm very surprised because I've been in I have a lot of bands.
Yeah. Is it different with you then?
Well, the only time that I've earned money with my bands is when we release stuff ourselves.
Oh yeah.
And like 90% of that went into reinvesting in the band. Yeah. But I mean, when I toured with these bands, it was mostly support tours.
Yeah,
so
we did a lot of headline tours.
Yeah, so I would assume that you did get paid.
Yeah, well, someone got paid. I didn't.
Oh no.
There must have been money coming in, but yeah. And, I wasn't the one managing that, so I've no idea where it went, except for that, of course, it went to partners.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have learned a couple of things about you I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, but I wanted to say that I did make some money on tour, but it was when I started selling my jewelry.
Oh yes, this I remember. Yeah.
And in the beginning it worked great because then the band wanted 20%, which I think is fair because if I do like festivals or fairs with my jewelry, then there's also a bit that goes off top.
Yeah.
But when they started to ask 100% over my jewelry, I said, okay, then I stopped selling it.
Oh no,
that's not fair to the customers anymore.
No, I can imagine.
So I wouldn't say that I'm making any money through music, except for the occasional studio gig for which we get hired. Yeah.
Now, for me, it's different. Because I have, I think we've talked about this before. I have a job in IT.
Yeah.
So I work a few days a week. Doing IT work, which I also really like, and fortunately for me, it pays well. But I also have some income from music in the form of giving singing lessons and Patreon.
Yeah, you have a great Patreon.
I am super, super grateful because there's a group of people that, stick with me and have stuck with me through thick and thin. Also through some very, very harsh years. we'll get into that at some point. But it's really cool because of Patreon, I have been able to like consistently, like make new music stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to just like produce new albums like that, it's really, really great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And keep my house.
Aw.
Yeah. So thank you all my Patreon followers. Yeah, it's really great.
It's a community.
It's like a community. Yeah. It's a sort of like a membership site in which I release a lot of stuff that
I see your videos come by.
Yeah. A lot of covers, because now we're making a cover album with all songs that the Patreons chose. So that's very, very nice.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, but also new songs that I haven't released anywhere else.
Oh, cool.
Are in there. Yeah.
Will it be a hard copy or digital form?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But the cool thing about it is it's also next to, of course, Imcom, which is really nice. Also, like a very safe terrain for me to like test out things.
Oh, that's
do you know what?
really
Do you know
smart.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I can be way more open and way more honest with that group of people because
they're your inner circle.
Yeah.
And they support you anyway because that's why they're there.
So you know that the people there are actually listening to the message of the music as well.
Yeah.
So we can really get into the depth of lyrics and stuff. I really like that. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. So a completely different way of making money making money with music.
But, and it's up to the people to choose if they want to be part of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Or if they don't.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's those are my main sources.
So IT and Patreon.
IT and Patreon.
And then the occasional gig at
the occasional gig.
At the studio.
At the studio. In the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have on Google Maps the studio.
Very, very cool. So we've discussed our sources of income.
Yeah. So now let's see what you, the listeners, think. Or at least the internet.
Yeah, because it's funny. We apparently we were looking around on the internet, and apparently the internet has a completely different idea.
Yeah.
On how much money we make.
Yeah. We Googled our net worth.
Yeah. What's your net worth according to the interwebs?
Well, it says Dianne van Giesberg, estimated net worth 2021, 2 million up to 5 million.
Wow. That is fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, I've read it a couple of times and I'm still in awe. It's dollars, by the way.
How?
In awe with this estimation. And I also want to know, where is it?
Where can
I drive there, and how many suitcases should I bring? Because that would be nice to have.
When you find it, will you buy me a house?
Yeah, your pile is probably next to mine.
Yes, because I mean I don't have it
how
right now.
How much are you worth?
It's not here. Oh,
are
yes.
you also in the group of millionaires?
I am also a millionaire.
You are?
Yeah, 1.5 million is my net worth.
So you have a little less than I have.
I'm a little bit.
You may live in my garage.
I'm a baby millionaire.
Oh, that's so cute.
But seriously, how do people come up with this stuff?
Well, it says primary income source metal singer.
Oh, wow.
Well, I kind of just explained that doesn't work.
Do you think there is any metal singer in the world whose net worth is 5 million? Metal singer.
Does Metallica count as metal?
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
maybe
James Hetfield.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh
They
yeah.
are definitely millionaires.
Well, if we move on to do reality TV.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know. It's do you become a millionaire by making music or by all kinds of deals?
Yeah.
So we're open for any kind of deals coming our way that would make us a millionaire.
Do you have a brand? Do you want us to advertise it, please? Hey, we haven't discussed any statements yet. Should we move on to statement number 1?
Yeah, dun, dun, dun.
Because statement number 1 was brought by you.
Yeah.
And it is, well, actually, it's more of an open question. The most surprising job I've ever had was... ...
I'm looking at Marcela to have an answer. No, you didn't have any surprising jobs.
No.
Okay. So then, statement number 2. No, I have had a lot of jobs because, well, my parents who told me that saving is very important and don't overspend or spend on crazy stuff. They also told me that no job is below you or beneath you. How do you say this?
Beneath you? Yeah. That's great.
So what did I do? I think my very first job was in a flower shop.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do?
At first, just mopping the floor.
Oh,
and yeah. And
I thought you were making the flower arrangements. No.
later on.
Okay.
But actually, there's a whole education.
Come on, really?
Yeah. If you open a flower shop, there's so much you need to know. It's not only, of course, making a nice bouquet, but there's so much details that you have to know. It's running a business, and you have to know your products, of course.
Okay. Yeah, okay. If you go into the details of the flowers and stuff.
Yeah, so all the people who studied that, they did that, and I was just mopping the floor and taking the sharp thingies.
Oh well, but that's not
the
so
thorns
bad.
of the roses and stuff. And later on, they also let me do bouquets, so I can still do that, which actually. Together with my light case of OCD, has led to whenever I get a bouquet of someone, I will redo it. Oh, I definitely will. Yeah.
This doesn't surprise me.
No. Because there's always something wrong with the symmetry.
Any other weird jobs?
I think I have jobs that make me weird instead of like this one. Sorry for any vegetarians and vegans out there. I also worked in a butcher shop.
You did?
Yeah, but I was just the one slicing the meat behind the counter, saying can it be an ounce more, please? Or an ounce less, or stuff like that. I also sliced the cheese. That doesn't hurt anyone, right?
I hope not.
Vegans, maybe.
Sorry.
Okay. So I did that.
Wow.
I worked in a factory where I had to glue CDs in books.
Oh, really?
I did that.
Oh my God.
I also cleaned a Bosch factory.
What?
Yeah, this was actually when I already finished the conservatory. I took a few months off between the bachelor and the master. And I needed an income.
Yeah.
So I just went to the uitzendbureau.
Yeah. Uitzendbureau. I don't know.
The shop where they have jobs. The job shop.
The job
Is
shop.
it a thing?
The job shop. Let's see. Uitzendbureau.
Don't go to the same website that says that we're
Employment
millionaires.
The employment agency.
Yeah, so I went there and they said, well, the only thing we have is a job in cleaning the Bosch factory.
Okay.
So I did that, but I kind of like cleaning, so they really wanted to keep me. I did it for I think maybe 2 months or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I liked it, and especially because it's only guys working there.
Yeah.
And they didn't care too much how clean the factory was. And my job was to keep it clean. So when I would have cleaned their station, and then they would come back from their break and they saw this and they really didn't care. And like, for example, one guy just threw his earplugs on the ground. And I was like, pick that up, mister.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm cleaning here. I just cleaned your working space. Pick it up. You don't pollute my work.
Did they listen?
Oh, well, the story continues. So I gave him a little bit of attitude, and he was like, "Why should I listen to you, Missy?" And then I didn't see that my boss was behind me, and he says, "The lady, right? Pick it up." I was
Yes.
like, oh, yes, score.
That is excellent.
Yeah. So I did that. What else? Oh, just plain old factory work. This is a summer jobs when I
Yeah.
was younger. So just so that I would have a little cash that I would then indeed just spend on,
Popcorn.
not vacations mostly.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Nice.
And you?
I didn't have
Really?
any
No
weird
jobs?
Well, not weird jobs. Well, maybe the weirdest thing is, but it wasn't really a job. It just a way to keep me entertained during the summer. But my dad asked me to join at his office a few times and like hang out with some girls who were in charge of like chasing people that didn't pay their credit card bills.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, they would run through this, and I remember like very clearly because they had these like really old computers, with the like black screens and the orange letters,
Oh, yeah.
and they were going through
Wow.
records of people that had like open
Yeah.
due
Yeah.
due statements, and they would just call them up. And I was just like trying to. I don't remember calling anyone, but I was just like there helping them.
Oh, you didn't have to call people.
No, I didn't have to call
Okay,
people.
so it wasn't like me like pick
Yeah,
that
yeah.
up right now.
But I think that's the weirdest thing because like very often I started doing like IT things.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
like programming things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, did I have any other job? Well, nothing comes to mind.
Well, you've done some interesting things.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. I really like that attitude. Like, don't think that a job is too small for you. That's great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking of a scenario where I would be thinking, no, that's something that's really beneath me.
I can though.
You can?
Yeah, because but that is because that I know that I would have to be doing something repetitive, like we have a mutual friend who had a job
I'm really curious to find out who
at
now.
a worstenbroodje factory, the pigs in a blanket factory.
Oh, yeah.
And he had to like they were like on one of those bands,
Yeah.
like mechanic bands, and he would just have to straighten them if they were like straight in the band.
Yeah. Well, I didn't, didn't do that, but I
I would
had
go
repetitive
nuts.
jobs in factories as well.
I would go nuts.
Yeah, but I'm a very extroverted people, and there's always people on the same.
Right. Yeah. Now that's the problem with me because I've always been very introvert. So I wouldn't be the
Yeah.
one starting conversations. So I would just be in my head and I would lose my mind.
Aw. Yeah, and well, I make friends everywhere, so
That's great.
yeah. Also on the cleaning job, the first week I was alone in the cafeteria, and the second week I was already eating lunch with the engineers because they were at the same level of conversation. So
That's brilliant.
yeah,
Making friends.
yeah, but also working the the worstenbroodjes factory. I didn't do that, but yeah. But of course, you get kind of brain dead. But as long
Yeah.
as the radio is on and you know that it has a form of income, you can do it for a certain kind of period. And of
Yeah.
course, if this is your only way for creating an income, then you can still do it. And meanwhile, look for another job.
That's true.
Yeah, we all have to start somewhere.
That's true. That's very insightful. No, I mean it. Cool. Should we move on to statement number 2?
Yeah. Which is by you.
Statement number 2 is by me, and it is money can't buy you happiness.
Yeah.
What do you think? Can money buy you happiness? Like, honestly.
I don't think that money can buy you happiness, because if you are unhappy, then money cannot change that.
True.
But
I agree.
I also think that you need money to get yourself a house, decorate it if you like. Have you have a car so you can visit friends?
Yeah.
You need money to make a home, and a home is what makes you happy.
Ah. Yeah. This is what I was also thinking about, right? Like I bet you've also heard these stories of people like winning the lottery and then being completely miserable afterwards.
You want to hear a lottery story?
Yes.
Oh my God. So this is true story. Really happened. My parents live in a small village. And every year at New Year's, I believe, there is this big, huge lottery drawing.
Yeah.
And it works with zip codes.
Yeah.
So, and everyone
Yeah.
with the zip code who plays in the lottery
Yeah.
has a few €1,000. And then the Dutch zip code is 4 digits and 2 letters.
Yeah.
And then if the letters are also correct, then there are also millions to divide.
Oh, wow.
So everyone in the town my parents live in have the same digits. So everyone in the town playing that kind of lottery had a few €1,000.
Cool.
Which, by the way, my parents invested in our studies, me and my sisters. That's the people they are. Yeah. Yeah.
So cute.
And then we were at this big square, and there was this drawing of the first letter, and it was an N, which is the first letter of my parents' zip code.
Oh my God.
And it was like, and then the second letter came, and the other half of the street won.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the other half of the street my parents live in are all millionaires now.
No way.
Yep. None of them moved. Still in the same houses.
Really?
Yeah. Their children not, by the way. I think they all got a house or something.
Yeah.
Huge. But I also heard that they weren't all... Well, of course they were happy, but they also had very, very bad experiences because it's an open lottery, so people can look up your address.
Of course.
And they had like beggars with coming to them with sad stories and please can you give me money because blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. Like you hear about these stories all the time. People win the lottery and then their wives or ex-husbands like suing them for half.
Oh yeah, but these were people they didn't know. Just strangers showing up at their door. Yeah, the nerve.
Yeah.
But yeah. And hey, these are lovely but simple people.
Yeah.
I remember that they were interviewed and this guy said, well, we've always wanted a new kitchen table. That might be affordable now.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
this.
great.
But I remember my father saying, this is one of the worst experiences ever. I wish the first letter would not have been our letter.
Because it felt worse to be so close and not make it.
So close to a million
Right.
and then not make it. And then, the other half of the street. Because it was just like, I think between 2 letters.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because and I was there at the square with my parents.
Oh
and
my God.
In that moment, they were seconds away. Yeah.
And the odds are so small. And
We would be sipping champagne right now.
Well, you're still drinking very expensive wine, so I don't know what you're complaining about. No, but I agree. Money can't. Well, the thing is, I think there is a way that money can buy you happiness.
Oh, well, do share.
Well, first of all, I had to think of the things that you said, right? Like you need a certain amount of money to live comfortably.
Yeah.
But you also, like, I need a certain amount of money to be able to travel back to Mexico and see my family every year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it's relative, right? Like huge amounts. Like if you're born with so much money that you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that you can be very miserable about that.
Yeah.
But I do hear, and I totally do believe this, that the remedy for that is to spend the money that you have on other people.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that for me, like, that makes me the happiest.
Yeah.
Like if I...
So do you do charity, for example?
Yeah. But I mean, to be honest, more than charity, I love to spend money on my friends. Like if Yes.
And then, do you see this shiny bracelet?
Yes. No, like if if I have people over, or if we go like out to dinner and just like say like, okay, it's gonna be my treat.
I know you did this in
Yeah.
when I think we also sang in the studio, and then we went out to dinner, and you came back like, I just paid. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but I like that. It's. I mean, I can afford it. I'm not gonna get any poorer from that. And then it's just a nice gesture, and it's always a nice surprise.
Yeah,
especially
that's true.
especially in the Netherlands, because no one sees it coming that you pay them. Because I don't know if you guys know, but going Dutch is a very going Dutch in a restaurant means that everyone splits the bill and they pay exactly for what they had.
Yeah.
It's a very common practice.
It is, but I don't get why it's called going Dutch, because in the Netherlands, like in other countries, I think it's still pretty common that when you go on a date that the man pays.
No, but now you're talking dates. That's different.
Yeah. Oh.
Do your dates pay? I think.
Well, let me first state that I don't. What?
No. We're good. No, I'm just saying, like, oh man, I don't.
Let me
guys
first
don't
state.
pay on my days. What am I doing wrong?
Well, again, let me third state that I don't think the man should pay, but I love a bit of chivalry.
Yeah. Okay.
So if he offers, then who am I to say no?
Yeah.
But I can pay for a second date.
Yeah. No, but I think we're talking about when you go like with a group of people to the restaurant or something like that.
Oh, I'm okay with splitting the bill like 5 ways if we are with 5 of us.
But that's very Dutch. That's very Dutch. Because if you go out with a group of people, at least in America or in Mexico, someone will offer to pay the whole bill.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do I have friends in America?
No, but and I think, I mean, that is for me also like the trigger to do such a thing is like, okay, like this time's on me, let's meet some other time again. So that's what I like about it as well. Like,
I don't know this
you just do
concept.
something nice for the group, and you leave the door open to get together again and do something together again.
And here in my head, I'm already thinking, if you go out with 5 people, splitting it 5 ways, that's already pretty generous.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I only had a Coke and a burger. You had a wine and a spare ribs. That's way more expensive. So I'm paying for your dinner as well.
Yeah, but that's also very Dutch. To pay specifically for what you bought or split the bill
Well, that happens as well.
equal ways.
Like, waiters love this.
Yeah.
Like if you're with a group of 15 and someone begins, okay, so I had a Coke and French fries.
Yeah. So, splitting it equal ways is also a bit more common also outside of the Netherlands, I think.
Okay, good.
No, but like equal.
not only us.
Equal parts. No.
Yeah, equal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, but you just said being able to fly to Mexico
Yeah.
with a plane ticket that you have to buy with money. That is
Yes.
happiness.
Yeah.
I want to inhaken.
Hook
In there. That's not a correct translation.
Make a little bridge too.
To the Extremist crowdfunding.
Yeah.
I think that doing a successful crowdfunding campaign, or even if it's unsuccessful and you don't get your target, but you still have the support of many people, I mean, that's a completely wonderful way in which money can make you very happy.
Right. Can we? Do we need to explain a crowdfunding? I mean, I think most people know at this point.
Yeah, it must be a common thing by
but
now.
a crowdfunding, if anyone wouldn't know, it's basically a sort of like campaign that you start if you want
a fundraiser.
A fundraiser for a project, a specific project.
Yeah.
And basically,
in our case.
Yeah, in your case, to release an album, for instance.
Yeah.
And then basically like the crowd chips in to make this project possible.
Yeah.
So it's normally a big amount of investors that invest a little bit.
Yeah, but here the people who like the music are the investors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you do not work with a publisher or anything.
Right.
It's
I do think it's great. It's great because
I love this.
Yeah.
I kind of see it as a big pre-sale, but then people having the trust that whatever you will create will be worth buying.
Yeah.
And then if you're an artist and you get that kind of support, that's just heartwarming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've had that,
100%.
and it's a wonderful feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've had a wonderful crowdfunding as well with Stream of Passion.
I have. Yeah. It was also the same. You know, it was going from the label doesn't believe in us, they don't want to invest in our music anymore, and feeling completely heartbroken about it, to, oh my God, look at all these
we
people.
can do without. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at all these people that want this to happen. And not only that, but they were showering us with, you know, like very encouraging comments. And it was so great.
Did you hear anything from the label afterwards?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I will tell you. I was at this concert from Delane, where I was singing a couple of songs, a song as a guest. And
there goes my chocolate.
and our old label, a couple of people from the old label were there. Yeah, including the boss of the label. And I remember that back then I was already above the drama because I was completely happy. You know, the crowdfunding had ended. We did super well. Thank you everyone who participated. And cheers. And I had a little conversation with this guy, and he was convinced that crowdfundings were going to be the end of record labels. And I don't agree, because I think there are like a whole lot of ways in which you can do that kind of thing. But I feel it feels so good.
Wow,
it
of
feels
course.
so good. Checking the time, why don't we move on to statement number 3?
Yeah.
Statement number 3 is a statement that we got from one of you, our listeners. Thank you again so very much. Frederick gave us a statement. If money was not an issue, what is the craziest thing you would buy?
A boat.
A boat!
Definitely a boat.
What
Yes.
kind of boat?
Anything that floats.
A yacht?
Yeah.
If money
yes.
is not an issue...
Yeah, but you have to distinguish between sailing boat, sailing yacht, or motorboat. And that I don't know. So I might just get both.
If money wouldn't be an issue, I would buy a house, like on the countryside.
Oh, and I thought, like, we're sitting
But
in.
this house is attached to another house. I would like to have a house that is not attached to any house. You know?
So you can also buy the neighbor's house and demolish it.
Good point.
You don't have to move.
I would buy a house, and I would build a studio in it.
Yeah.
And I would buy a house in Mexico.
Of course.
And
a vacation
a
house is nice as well.
teletransportation machine that I can go like this, and then I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I need.
I would maybe also like a vineyard.
A vineyard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then create my own wine. Well, have people create my own wine.
Why don't we buy a villa with our millions? We can buy a villa in Tuscany.
I know that this one time we had like just like brainstorm with a group of friends, our group of friends that when we are older, when we retire,
old, not really close to.
when we retire, we should buy like a few houses together, or that are at one parcel of land, or so we can all live together.
That would be brilliant,
That would be
especially
so
if it's in
nice.
Tuscany.
Yes, with a swimming pool,
Yeah,
and waiters to
next to the
bring us
grape,
wine.
all of the grapes.
I want this. Yeah, let's start a crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Just for our happiness. No.
Great stuff. Okay, moving on
Yeah.
to our podcast playlist. Money must be funny in a rich man's world, or in our maybe not that rich and not that manly, but therefore even more lovely world. Because I guess that the conclusion for today is that we are both quite happy with our earnings. Yeah.
Ah.
And we're both happy with our earnings and our real net worth, which is most definitely not millions.
Which is ...
I have no idea. I truly don't know. But it's definitely not millions.
Shall I Google that for you?
And maybe we should celebrate that with the thing that makes us both the happiest. Music.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's time for the podcast playlist again. Last week, we both came up with songs for the topic apps. Diana, you chose Somebody to Love from Queen. I chose Hey There, Delilah from the Plain White Tees. And, well, I guess the majority chose to love you, Diana. Because the winner,
my song.
Because the winner is Somebody to Love with no less than 76% of the votes.
Yeah.
Complete annihilation for Hey There, Delilah. Oh, well. Congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
So we're tied again.
We are.
2-2. So let's see who will be the new runner-up after we've given the listener 2 brand new songs to choose from on the topic money. Diana, which song did you choose?
Let me first make a really stupid joke. Let me give you a run for the money. The song I chose was Can't Buy Me Love from the Beatles.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
That's great.
And like I said in our WhatsApp conversation, when you said, my statement will be money can buy you happiness, I instantly had Can't Buy Me Love. No.
That's true.
No. So you actually gave me the song. So thank you.
You're welcome. That is an excellent song.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Give you a diamond ring, my friend.
I have a good one, I think.
Yes. But you had 2, you told me.
I have 2. So I'm going to start first with the one that I didn't choose.
Okay.
Which is Money, That's What I Want from Barrett Strong. I love it. Do you know the song?
Not sure.
I think we have to play maybe a little bit. But it's this like very old kind of like Motown-y song with some very nice choirs. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Remember? I don't know. It doesn't really.
I don't know it.
You need to hear it.
Okay.
But I love it. It's like some things are in life are for free, but give them to the birds and the bees. I need money.
Yeah,
Money,
fair
that's
enough.
what I want.
Yeah.
But I just love it. It's a very nice, very up-tempo song. But eventually, I ended up going with She Works Hard for the Money by Donna Summer. She works hard for
Again,
the
Donna
money.
Summer.
Yeah. So hard for the honey.
Good contester.
Yes. Great song, super catchy, and a working woman's anthem as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because, it was just International Women's Day recently, so I thought
Yeah.
yes.
It does suit you.
It does.
Hey, but I
right?
think they are really...
Good contenders.
Yeah,
good
but also
contenders.
together.
Yeah. Okay, people, so you now will be able to choose between...
Can't Buy Me Love from the Beatles.
by the Beatles, or She Works Hard for the Money by Donna Summer. And as you know, you can vote for your favorite in our Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Next Sunday.
The Sunday after this one airs.
Yes, after this episode airs, go ahead and vote for your favorite song. Okay.
Yay.
Well, that's it, I guess. Episode 5 has come to an end. And it might be safe to say that not only we learned something new about one another, also our listeners have gotten to know us a little bit better on this episode.
So, yeah.
But hey, isn't this the whole idea of this podcast? It sure is. We now have 5 episodes online that you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and our own Anchor homepage, where you can, of course, also like and share and rate our podcast. And we are very happy and thankful if you do so.
Yeah.
Look us up and leave a comment on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And join us on Patreon if you would like to support us and have early access
What?
to our podcast.
What?
Yes,
We doing this?
we're doing this. Yes,
Care to explain?
we can explain. So we came up with the idea to start a Patreon page. We're both very, very, very big fanatics of the power of the internet. So we are definitely, we are opening this Patreon page to give you the chance to support the show. You don't have to, of course.
Yeah.
Because this show will always and forever be free of charge in any podcast platform. But if you do become a member of our Patreon, then you will have early access to our video episodes.
Most definitely. And you will get to decide together with us which topics we should discuss in upcoming episodes.
Yeah, which I think is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what people will come up with. Yeah.
So hopefully see you there. Check it out. The link is also going to be available on our social media and our Anchor page. And yes, so don't forget, this Sunday you will be able to vote on your favorite podcast playlist song. And next week you may give us a statement on a brand new podcast topic. Dianne and I will be back with a brand new episode in 2 weeks, but not before I ask her, are we better friends?
I think so.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for joining and see you soon.
Bye-bye.